Commercials similar to these have been common in the past few years on television. Due to the increasing number of accidents from texting while driving, the advocacy groups are trying to convince viewers that texting is not worth the risk. The government reports that 3,092 people have been killed in the last year from texting while driving. In an effort to decrease the number of deaths, 40 out of the 50 states have passed laws that prohibit texting while driving. However, Consumer Reports national research claims that 25% of citizens do not know what their state law is regarding texting while driving. According to a State Farm study, these regulations are not keeping our technology-crazed society from looking at their phones. State Farm reports that 64% of people in the United States, ages 18 to 29, text while they drive. Kent Denver students Darcy Newrider, Abby Mayo, and Allison Koff express how the media affects their decision to not text and drive.
Yeah, I think it does scare me a little bit, but also I think it's just even more incentive to drive safe, and if you know you're driving safe, then you should be okay.
Even though these teens admitted that they are afraid of the commercials, they also confessed that they have used their cell phones in the car.
I don't use it as I'm actually driving, but if I'm at a stoplight, sometimes I'll pull it out to see if I have any missed calls or if I had a text message or if I need to call someone.
In the state of Colorado, students under the age of 18 are not allowed to use their cell phones in the car for any type of communication. Adults over 18 are only allowed to use their cell phones for calls. When the students were asked if the regulations regarding cell phones should be stricter for their parents, the students answer with hesitancy.
Problem is though if there's emergency.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's difficult because people assume that adults are not as susceptible to getting in an accident because of phones, but in reality I'd say my mom's probably a lot worse about it than my brother who's a senior, so I think adults become almost more lax about it as they get older.
According to Psychology Today, 77% of teens admit to seeing their parents text while driving. Ed Keeley, a father of 3 kids, admits to using his cell phone in the car.
Only through using Siri. I think it's probably a violation of the law because I assume you're not allowed to do any button pushing on your phone.
When Keeley was asked if he thought that the regulation should be stricter, he answered with a resounding no.
I think you should be able to use the hands-free feature for making phone calls because I think that's no more distracting than listening to the radio or changing the radio station or something like that.
Police are realizing that the law is not preventing citizens from checking their phones while driving. Tom Brinkoff, a 13-year police officer, has seen the effects of texting and driving firsthand. Not only does Brinkoff police the streets, but he also teaches a driving awareness class, Alive at 25, to the students that have violated the law. Brinkoff explains what he teaches to the students to remind them how dangerous it is to text while driving.
I think we could probably easily say 25% of crashes are caused by some type of cell phone usage. That might even be grabbing your cell phone, putting it away, texting. Just for me to unlock my iPhone, it takes me 5 seconds to unlock it and go to my call list. At 75 miles an hour, I just traveled 500 or almost 600 feet, which is 2 football fields without looking at the road, just to unlock my phone. I didn't even send a text, I didn't even make a phone call. That's just to unlock my phone.
Brinkoff surprisingly did not say a resounding yes regarding stricter cell phone regulations. However, he does believe there needs to be new innovations to stop people from texting while driving.
I think if we had harsher punishments or if we made mandatory use of apps for teenagers, there's lots of apps out there, all the phone companies have safe driving apps that make the phone shut off while it's operating. So I think that could be something that parents can use to help keep their kids safer by making the phone unusable while the kid is driving a car.
A few cell phone and car companies are working on creating a system that shuts off any phone in the car while it is driving. If the company's innovations become successful, will drivers want to make use of them? Because of technology's new role in society, citizens may not be inclined to use the new innovations. No matter how strict the regulations are, the commercials from advocacy groups may be the most effective deterrent to texting while driving.